Oh wait, we on live and direct. Yay, we did it.
Hey.
Happy Friday, everyone. We made it to the end of another week. Isn't that beautiful? And Jess, start us off, huh? Why not?
As always, welcome back to the Intermission Podcast, A Break with Your Homegirls.
And tonight we're talking about Dreaming Big live.
Dreaming Big live. I am Jessica E. Williams, aka CEO J. Will, if you don't know me, huh?
And I am Jessie Denise.
And I'm Ivana.
All right, y'all. So listen, we coming to you live. We coming to you direct. We coming to you in full effect, okay? Because as we've stated before, that's why we said it'll be 9-ish, okay? Because when you're coordinating 3 different people's lives, okay, sometimes it can get complicated, okay? People are working, people are venturing out into the world.
My nephew graduated today.
Right, our nephew just graduated. We was at a party today. We saw each other in person. It was a whole thing. So we're happy to be here. Okay?
Exactly.
So as y'all know, y'all get 2 episodes a month plus a live. We low-key skipped a live, but we live now, so it kind of goes together. So you get an episode and a live all at the same time. So
this is like the better live though, because this is live and recording, like live.
Right. Okay. So it's like, you getting us full effect, real time, no nonsense. Okay. So as Vaughn stated, we are talking about dreams because you have a theme every month. Last month's theme, I should say, was fun and games. We did some activities together in person, which was nice. And then we just played some games on the podcast. We hope y'all enjoyed that. We did what? Word association.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other one? Word association
and
forget it.
I'd rather. Would you
rather?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
And we had some good experiences with that. So we keeping that theme running. Okay, we have an announcement. Okay, so we had talked about doing a game night, right? We had talked about it, but we're really gonna do it. Okay, sponsored by us. It's gonna be a good time. You will be able to watch it live. We're going to invite our friends. It's gonna be a real vibe. So we hope you guys are going to join us for that. More info. I just want to get it out right here because sometimes people be like, I gotta go do something else, and then they miss that. So intermission game nights coming to you live, direct, and in full effect very soon. Okay, because we're solidifying some details and we don't like to do nothing halfway around here. All right. So anyway, how are y'all? How was y'all Friday nights going? How was the week? Let us know in the comments. We will shout you out. We will big you up. We will post some things, unless it's your personal business, that should be in the comments. But anyway, let us know. Let us know how you're doing in the comments. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to come and kick it with the homegirls. Okay, it's your favorite break. Right. It's a break with your homegirls. All right. So we're going to start this off. We're talking about dreams, and dreams are very important to have, especially as we've seen with this whole, you feel me, Pondaluce, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We've all had time to assess and reassess our dreams, our hopes, our desires, what we want, what we don't want, who we want to have in our lives, who we don't want to have in our lives, et cetera, et cetera. So we're just going to be talking about some things. We thought of some questions that we're going to ask each other. If y'all want to, again, hit us in the comments. Let us know, and we will, highlight your dreams, what you want to share with us, what's on your heart. Okay, and we'll do that. All right. So, are we starting with a question, or are we starting with a game? What we doing, Jess?
Questions. We starting with questions.
Starting with questions. All right. So in the spirit of dreams, I think for me, I've realized that even if I had everything I ever wanted today, if my inners ain't together, if my inners ain't right, I won't be able to enjoy the things that I want. You know what I mean? That I have. You want to be able to make sure that you are in a space where you're open, your eyes are open to what's going on, but you can also feel it in here. You feel me? So my first question is, or sort of a statement, it's a fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. And hit us in the comments as well if you're like, I like that question. I want to answer it too. I feel most abundant when. I feel most abundant when. Whoever wants to go first. If not, I'll think of something. I feel most abundant when. And it's a good question because I feel like we all think about when we're happy, We can all recognize when we're sad, but do we recognize when we're feeling abundant?
So I feel most abundant when I feel heard
Ooh.
and understood. And this is across the board, like especially like with work, like when you're appreciated, but if you make a suggestion, they hear you. You know what I mean? Like so in business and like communicating with friends, loves, and even if providing services to others, I feel like that's when I feel most abundant. Is when I feel like they understand what they're hearing me completely and they understand completely what I'm feeling or saying.
I like it. Feel abundant when heard. I like it. Well, what about you?
You know, sorry, y'all, there is a car beeping outside, so it's really loud.
But I'm not here for the vibe of these golden pillows. I just want to point that out.
Golden. It is a total vibe.
Golden gold.
Gucci sheets.
That's an inside joke, y'all. That's an inside joke.
So I was trying to think of something that was not, focused on monetariness. That's a new word. And I would have to say, I feel most abundant when I was thinking of what Jesse said too, and I hear it being heard. Y'all know how big that is for me. But to have a different answer, I would say I feel most abundant when I feel loved and appreciated. I feel most abundant and most at peace. I would say I feel most at peace when I feel like I'm being loved properly and correctly. And that could be, lover, friends, family. That is when I feel most abundant and I feel most at peace.
Mm-hmm. All right. Man, okay. I love it. Most at peace. I think I feel most abundant when I'm creative. And this is just me coming off the top of the dome. I had not pre-thought of this. Yeah, I just feel like it's my most natural state, like either when I'm creating my own stuff or like helping somebody else, get an idea off the ground or seeing it come to fruition. Like it's a very powerful thing when you take like what's in your head and like you actually see it materialize in front of you. So whenever I could do that for myself or I can help others do it, or like I actually see something that was literally nothing, words out of someone's mouth or like, I think we should, and then like it's concrete in front of you. I feel more abundant when being creative, which is cool. What about y'all in the comments? We see y'all watching in the comments. Feel free. When do you feel most abundant? Let us know. We will highlight it if you feel inclined. I love it. All right. Another question? Or we gave another question?
Another question.
Okay. I'm gonna go here. So if you could have dinner with one of your living heroes, I thought about passed on, but no. Living heroes, who would it be and why? One of your living heroes, who would it be and why?
Michelle Obama.
First.
And why?
Period.
Do we need a why?
Right. Do we need a real? She's just so like she's such an inspiration. Like she is like the mentor that I feel like a lot of us needed when we were younger, or like just the way she speaks into people's lives, her demeanor, the way she holds herself, the way she carries herself, her grace, her essence, her beauty, like everything about her is just like everything. It's like a glow. I always say, like, if I were to ever run into her, like I've met a lot of famous people before, but I think I would totally fangirl. Like, there's a clip of this little girl who's like crying, meeting her, and I was like, same little girl, same. That would be me. If I met Michelle Obama, like that would totally be me. I already know. So yeah, I would love to sit down and like pick her brain.
Bigger brand. I actually have met Mrs. O.
I know, and I was like,
yeah, I got to drive in her motorcade. Shout out to my big play brother, Jason. So he was like, "You know, driving the motorcade," and I was like, "Yeah." And this when they first like got in. And she was mad cool. I was kind of mad though because he wasn't in the room or in the tent rather when she came. So I had to like introduce myself. And the Secret Service guy was like, "So where are you from?" And I was like, "North Hollywood." Like I wanted Jason to do the intro. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So she was like, all right. So I came in and I was like, he was like, Jessica Williams from North Hollywood. I was like, was this a dignitary thing? And she was like, you holding it down in North Hollywood? And I was like, I am. It's like a very homegirl moment, but I was like, that's not how I wanted to be the first lady of the United States.
That's hilarious.
I love that.
But it was kind of like, I wish this could have been different, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So,
hilarious.
saying that to say she's very down to earth, so you ain't got to put on airs like, yeah, she is the former first lady, but she's still Michelle Robinson from, Southside Chicago. So, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. Yep. I love it. Jess, what about you? Who would you, living hero? Sit down.
See, I don't like that you added that because I was just like, dude, I was going to say Nipsey Hussle. Why you do that to me?
I thought about it because that was going to be one of mine too. Either him or Chadwick, but we doing living.
All right. So, all right, living. Y'all going to be like, what?
Nobody's spirit is going.
Y'all literally are going to be like, what? But, and it might be because I was just talking about this to someone, or talking with someone. But if I could like have lunch, I would want a really long lunch though, okay? Or a day with them, it would be Bob Proctor. He's the man got hella money, but he also knows how to draw out, like how to plant in people to grow them to be wealthy. And he's done it time and time again. Mm-hmm. And he speaks like crazy, like he's like a speaker now, but he has so many different revenues of income that the man don't have to do anything necessarily, but yeah, he's always doing something, right? Mm-hmm. Or no, not even Phil Knight. But like I would sit with him and ask him like, one, like how he, like I would want to know, pick his brain, like how he managed to get there. Although there's a lot of stuff I want to know from his own mouth. Mm-hmm. And then how did he manage to create other millionaires, you know? Because that's one thing, like when you make it, I was just listening to Greta Van Rels or something like that, the Australian chick who's had 4 businesses, multi-million-dollar businesses in her 20s, okay? And she was saying like, I can go make another business. She's at the point now where she's doing like, teaching her method now, because she's like, I'd rather now give it to somebody. Now this is where she's at, in that place of implanting it to someone else. And so when I want to be in that league, but also I want to know how you are affecting people's minds and transforming their minds and through relationship or whatever it is that he's doing. I would like to know that. So I would meet with Bob Proctor.
Nice.
Oh, that's dope.
Trying to get that millionaire mindset. You feel me? Who is Bob? Who is Bob?
I just Googled them.
Yeah. Bob Proctor. Oh, you did? Listen, I'm about to Google them too. Like, Okay. Millionaire mindset. Former first lady. Mine is. I thought maybe like when I first saw this question, I was like, I have a person in mind that I was like, let me wait. Like, let me see in 24 hours if it changes. But it hasn't. I will want to have dinner with Regina King. Just because I think she's so freaking dope. Like, she just, I don't know. She has an amazing career. She's been able to do so many things. She has such an incredible range as an actress. And more than that, like, she's just a dope, like, woman, I feel. Like, she been through some things. She's very grounded. Very much she's like knows who she is. Like, I just feel like she has so much sage wisdom and like mad stories. Like, I just feel like there's a well of wisdom there, and her ability to be able to transcend so many different genres. And And I just feel like she gets along with a lot of people, and like she can just go anywhere and do anything that she wants. Like I just feel like that's it. There's some other people on that list, of course, too. But yeah, and this I feel like this would be like, and then they're gonna mentor you after that. Like, hopefully,
that's what
would be dope. Do you guys know what question you would ask though? Like, if you had to narrow down the one question.
I know.
I would have to prepare.
Oh, I
would have to get once I got the word, I had to like get my fangirl out the way. To be like, okay, Vaughn,
what'd you say? What question?
I'd have to get like my fangirlness out the way, and then I'd be like, okay, focus. Prepare for this meeting, girl. Prepare. Mm-hmm. I saw Regina King at the Oscars during rehearsal, and she's so beautiful. She's so beautiful, like with the mask on. I was like, oh my God, she's so gorgeous. Like, all I could see was this. No makeup, just this. And I was like, she's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't know what question I'll ask. I would have to think about it because, like, my question would be loaded.
That's what I was like, her whole aura. Right, like her whole aura.
Oh no! Sorry, Jay. We had a delay.
You're
back.
Am I frozen? For anyone else? Oh no! I was frozen. On my back. Y'all, my internet is a struggle sometimes, especially in this room. But I'm back. Good. But I heard you guys. Yeah. Like Regina's aura, you just know who it is with the mask on. Like you I know who that is. Like
I was like
which is cool. I saw her I saw her on the lot a few times. When she was directing and all that. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to say something because she's also Riley and Huey on the Boondocks, right? So I was just like, and I would literally sometimes be watching that at work. So it would just be like a whole thing. So yeah. I think my main question for her would be like, how do you stay so grounded? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Is what I would ask, but that's just one of the tip of the iceberg questions. But
naive.
Yeah. What about y'all? Am I still frozen? Can y'all hear me?
No, you're good now.
Is there a delay? Am I still here? Okay, good. I was like, okay, good.
Jesse was saying.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to be sure. I was kind of like talking just to be like, let me catch up. We live, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. It's a thing.
This is what happens when you're live.
Nice.
This is what happens when you're live. It's the interwebs. Mm-hmm. I think you're back.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Am I back?
We're here.
Let me see. Okay, cool. Oh, I thought you were saying something. I was giving you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys.
There's a delay for me.
We're so polite.
Hold on.
So I wouldn't know what I would ask. I wouldn't know what I would ask Bob Proctor.
No,
not yet.
A delay.
Oh, Jess. It seems like it's coming in. Oh no. Well, I'm gonna answer the question, then I love the other. So I wouldn't know what I'm gonna ask Bob Proctor because if I only got one question, I'm gonna make sure it's loaded.
That's good.
Like, you know what I mean? And let me tell you, he probably will respect it that it's loaded. Like, you have one question, you asked me 3. That's nice. Or it requires me to break it down in 3 ways, and you knew it. Sure enough, did. Now break it down for me. Mm-hmm.
Right. Because I think, I don't know, like there's just this like strength that Michelle Obama has that I'll just be like, where'd that come from? I mean, I've read her book and I went to the reading. I took my mom to the thing she had, the tour.
Yes, the tour I was gonna say it's on the tip of my tongue too. Yeah. That.
And so just going through that. I'm sorry, I didn't read the book. I have the book. My aunt got me this journal too, like for my birthday. that goes with the book. So I'm like, I need to read the book. But I saw the documentary. That's what I'm talking about. Not read the book. When they had the tour. And I was like, it's like reading the book. And I was like, ooh, her life. And just her success. I would just really want to pick her brain about all those things. Oh, you're back, Jazz.
Yeah.
I'm back. I hope there's less of a delay. Go ahead. You got it. I just want to make sure I was like,
no.
Everybody.
We're ready for your next question.
Oh, for sure. Okay, all right. All right. What is the single? You can only pick one for now. Single greatest achievement you are most proud of thus far? We know there's going to be many more, but single greatest achievement. Listen, Selah, pause, think about that.
Yep.
And if you have anything in the comments you want to share, any of these questions we've been going through, please do. Single greatest.
My single greatest achievement is that I had my kid my senior year of high school, and he's still alive. In the name of Jesus.
Girl.
Keeping him alive and getting him out of high school.
That's
getting
my
him to 25 years old. Hallelujah.
Yes. Big accomplishment. For real.
in this year 2021, for sure. Am I the only person? This was just me talking now, but like when I babysit people's babies, am I the only one that's terrified of the SIDS? Like I literally be sleeping next to people's kids sometimes, and I'd be like, "Are you like?" I wake up every like maybe 20 minutes. Like, are you breathing? Are you breathing?
Uh-huh.
Are you breathing?
That's me too. I'm like, is that back moving? All right, we're good.
Girl, are you breathing?
I slept so hard. Like I do it again now. But I used to sleep so hard. Like the alarm in the house could be going off. Like one time there were police and firemen in our apartment because our alarm was going off and I didn't hear any. Like that's how hard I used to sleep. And so when I was pregnant, everybody was scared. They were like, she ain't gonna hear that baby. Like he gonna be just up screaming. She is not. So let me tell you that switch. There's a switch because if he went,
my baby.
Any little, if he would turn, if he would scooch, nope. I heard everything, and then as he got older, then went back to hard. But when he was an infant,
I was going to sleep.
I heard everything. I heard everything. Yeah,
that's good though.
But no, that's a great accomplishment for real.
I was like, that was the Lord.
Give you sensitivity.
Sorry. Okay. Anyway, shout out to Ralph Translate. Anyway, Jess, what you got on it? Single greatest.
I'm just gonna say traveling. Because I remember when I was like, that's a big deal.
For sure.
Especially when I think about so much of my family, like cousins and stuff, just ain't left anywhere, or people in general. We love our homes and we stay there. Like we love our communities, we love our state, and sometimes we don't venture outside of that, and that's okay. But I remember saying I was gonna go to all different places in the world and stuff like that, and I was just like, what? And I remember, I believe, like when I really started kicking it with y'all, when we had Me Management, I was like seeing that and turning it over, and I was just like, weird. Like y'all know I was unemployed and everything. I was like talking about, I'm about to go all over the world, Craig. No idea. Never had it happen. I did go when I was 19. I went to Canada, and so I was just like, yo. And then it happened. And then it really happened. And it was just like boom, boom, boom. So that's one of the biggest accomplishments, one of the biggest achievements so far. It definitely has helped shape my view of life. and what I want my life to look like in the future and my children's lives. And so I'm very, very grateful for that. And I'm looking forward to, more trips, more experiences, and just to see what comes of it all, like where I land,
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. That's it. That's great. Yeah, travel is it really does broaden your horizons. And you've been everywhere, girl. I just watched a video about the Maldives the other day, and I was like, this is a whole vibe.
Jackie and Jason were gonna do. Some of our friends were gonna do a big, like all friends come for this anniversary they're celebrating today. They were gonna do a big thing where all their friends, like, y'all come if you want to come to Maldives. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna be there. And then COVID happened, so they couldn't really plan for that. But it was supposed to be this year. I was like, what?
That's where my friend wanted to go for a graduation celebration, and we're like,
right.
It's kind of a vibe. Like, I was like, okay. And I don't think I really like consciously knew where it was, but I was like, oh, I mess with the Sri Lankans. Like, their food is bomb. Like, and they did like the super bougie, like those beautiful bungalows on the water that you see, but they also went into the city too. So they give you like a good Passport Heavy is the name of the YouTube channel. Shout out to them. And they traveled a bunch of different places, but that was one of the first videos I saw, and I was like, this is and yes, you want to be able to venture. We always talk about this. Venture outside of the US. There's plenty of things. I know we be trying to big ourselves up all the time, but there's more to life than just the States. So that's a big one.
And get the passport, because the American passport holds weight. Get that bad boy, because you can go almost anywhere with no visa because it's an American passport. So get that bad boy. Plus, you're gonna need it for your escape plan.
Right. So, and as we continue to say, you never know when you're gonna need that thing. So don't delay, don't hesitate. Okay,
get it today.
Get it today. Okay, renew that thing. Okay, if you got to.
Because this is taking a minute. Like my homegirl, she did hers the beginning of April or the end of March or whatever. They got it at the beginning of April, and they're telling her like 10 weeks. So
everything is delayed. Unemployment is delayed. The Social Security is acting crazy from my parents. Everything. America is just
y'all delayed.
Good game. Right. Yeah, America is delayed. Y'all kept up a good game for a minute, but now all the little systems are slowing to a halt. So get that.
Like, we can't plan nothing until your passport comes, because we can't plan no trip until.
Listen,
we can leave.
We ain't going to Arizona, sis. We going somewhere else.
Yeah. Okay.
Somewhere else. We
need
paper.
We ain't going to Vegas. Okay.
Well, y'all know I cannot stand it.
I hate Vegas.
Oh, I thought it was all. Listen.
Oh my God, all of us.
And my mom used to work there, so like we used to have to go like quarterly or whatever. And I'll just be like, literally sometimes we would go drive to like, there's a Virginia there, which I love. So we would drive off the strip or do things off the strip. And sometimes in the middle of us driving, I would be like, hey, y'all feel that? And my mom would be like, what? And I'd be like, it's turned down out here. Like, do you feel that energy? Of like, when you're off the strip, you're like, this is really like, okay, like, So not there's anything wrong with Vegas. It's just things beyond Vegas. And I get it. It's close, it's cheap, like whatever.
I was just there one time for way too long because I was working at Magic and at the NBA All-Star weekend. They were back-to-back weekends. And so I was in Vegas for like a week and a half. That's entirely too long to be in Vegas, like on the strip. That's way too long.
That's his face. We're both like, ooh, back to back.
It was legit. I was there almost 2 weeks. So it didn't make sense for me to come home. It was like, you know, I was like, is
your hotel probably only costs $100 to stay for the whole
right. So that's what they were like, well, we'll just pay for your hotel to stay there instead of paying for flights back and forth. We just pay for your hotel. So it was like, okay, that makes more sense. But being in Vegas that long,
yeah, it can be a thing.
Vegas
is good. Vegas is good for me for concerts. I enjoy it for there. Like if something is sold out in Vegas and LA, I'm like, all right, let me pop over to Vegas. So like, I think we saw Drake there once on his first tour, one of his first tours. Kendrick, I think was like the last person I saw. Like it's good for that, but yeah, more than 2 weeks, I'd be like, okay, well, I'm ready to go now because
I saw a Bad Boy concert in Vegas, and I was like, I would have rather seen it in LA because Mary wasn't there.
You said who?
Mary wasn't there. Mary was in Connecticut at the time at the casino, and so I saw that she was in Connecticut at the casino, and I said, if she in Connecticut, that means she's not gonna be. I was hot. There's a lot of layers. I was hot. Like,
yeah.
I was like, we're not gonna see Mary. That was, yeah. And so I was already irritated about going to Vegas for the concert. I didn't want to go to Vegas for the concert. My ex has got tickets for Vegas, and I was like, I hate Vegas. Why would you do that? So there was like layers to me being irritated once I found out Mary wasn't gonna be there, because I was like, I already didn't want to be in Vegas. I really didn't want to do that. It ended up being fun, and like the Sherelles was with us, and Crystal was with us, and we had a good time. The weekend, like one of the best Vegas trips I ever had. But I was like, Mary's not here.
Mary's not
completely irritated. I feel
that. I'm so irritated. I will say for me, my single greatest achievement thus far. I wish I could say it was like, I don't know, a school degree or something. I'm just glad that I've just kept the commitment to my emotional health because some days I wasn't sure that I was going to do that. And some days it'd be touch and go. But like really making the commitment to like stick to that and like do what needed to be done. In the words of La Roach, you did what needed to be done. If y'all don't watch Legendary on HBO Max, y'all need to check it out. Anyway, yeah, just staying committed to that because it's not an easy road, and being able to now help other people, on their journey, when they be hitting the wall sometime, and just talking out of my expertise. I ain't got nobody's degrees, and I'm nobody's counselor, even though people be trying to put the jacket on me. But just staying committed to that is a great achievement for me. Great achievement. Yeah. That's it. Those are my questions. Those are mine. So those were good. That's getting us to like, I don't know. When you talk about dreams, you got to know where you are presently, right? You got to know where you've come from and be able to take inventory of like where you are right now. And then, be able to see where you want to go, and a lot of where you want to go, at least with that, living heroes question is like, you need mentorship. You need people who have gone in the direction you're trying to go. And so those were hypotheticals for us. But like if there are people, who are around you in closer proximity, or if you happen to meet one of your heroes, just taking the time to like, of course tell them you love them. But like if you get that opportunity, maybe making an impression in terms of the questions that you ask. I actually heard TD Jakes say this quote at his conference not too long ago. And it was like, you could tell a lot about a person based on their thoughts. And like, if you ask them like, hey, what'd you think about that? And they come back with something that's relatively shallow, then you'd be like, okay, well, then, maybe they're not on my level. So I think like constantly taking inventory of the people that are around you, asking them their thoughts, doing all that kind of stuff. So, we're just doing a little bit of everything with those questions, taking inventory, assessing where we come from, and, attracting that mentorship opportunity to you. Start researching some folks, see if you can get around them in their space. And you don't have to know them personally. If they tweet great things every day, then check that out. You know what I mean? If they have YouTube videos or things of this nature, like study people and take notes because they've been through some things. And take notes because they've been through some things. And, the beauty of a mentor is like they went through it so you don't have to. Like they've been through all the hard stuff.
Right.
They can give you the roadmap to be like, this is coming ahead of you. You stay on this path versus this path. And so it saves you a lot of trial and error, I think.
I wish I took mentorship seriously when I was younger. I had this one lady, she was a teacher at my school. I think she was an assistant teacher. and I cannot remember her name. That's my mother. She was a Black woman. She was a dancer. She was like I know I would be just like such a better artist, disciplined, and just like if I would have kept like learning from her. Like she would take me to like dances, and she would take me like all these things and like all this art stuff and all these different like performances and stuff. But I was always just so scary, and I wanted to be stuck up under my mother's butt all the time that I just would be like, no, I don't want to go. My mom can't go. I don't want to go. You know what I mean? Because I was just that child. But from that age, in my teenage years and my young 20s, like I just wish I would have taken mentorship seriously. And she's always one person I think of, because I was probably in like third or fourth grade when this was happening. And I was like,
Oh, wow.
I would be a much better artist if I would have really, because my mom trusted me to go with her somewhere, you know what I mean? So I know I would have been a much better artist and a lot more disciplined as an artist if I would have really like leaned in. But I was a kid, like I was young, you know, so, but I wish I would have.
Right.
Because it's important.
Yeah. And it's one of those things of like, you know, even like, yeah, like mentor, like even what you do with sister, because people have other experiences, right? And they like can broaden your kids' horizon, or like, you know, we have family friends who like we didn't grow up like, I wasn't like poor, but you know, some people have more means, so they can take me to go do some other things that maybe my parents couldn't afford to do in the moment. So, you know, all of that, especially when you're that age, like your mind is a sponge. So, you know, the more exposure you have, the cooler it is. So yeah, people are cool and trustworthy with your children, and you run the background checks and do all that necessary stuff. But yeah, letting them have, you know, exposure to people who may be into some things that are different than you, or you know, being able to take them to various other places and situations is a cool thing to have. So yeah, we encourage that as you dreaming big, thinking like largely about what you want your life to be.
I wish I could remember her name.
Yeah, see what she's doing.
I'm gonna see if my mom can remember her name.
Yeah, see if you can, you know, Facebook be connected.
Oh, I know how she. I remember she was dark skinned. She had a short haircut. It was like that short curly hair, like how Spike Lee's sister be having. And she was. That's all I remember. Like I can't see her full face, but like I remember. That's all I remember.
I just remember her face. I
remember her complexion was beautiful and dark, and then her hair was like short and curly. That, you know, it was the 80s.
It was the 80s. The 80s was the time. I love it. For sure. All right, Jess, what you got for us? You the game master. You got something for us?
We're going to do a top 5 real quick. Break up the dreaming questions with a little bit of fun. So top 5 is going to be, I'm going to give you guys a category or a topic, and you have to name 5 things that fit in that category, and you have 15 seconds. So I'm going to ask one of you at a time. It won't be the same category, okay? And yeah. So who want to go first?
Yeah, you keeping time?
Yeah, I got time.
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I'll go first, I guess. I'm not freezing, right? I'm good.
No, you're good. All right. After I say the topic,
good. I was like,
I'm gonna give it like 2 seconds, and then I'll do it, because I think there might, just to make sure there's no technical errors or delays. I'm gonna give you 2 extra seconds. So let me put it to 17 seconds.
All
right. So your category is human anatomy.
I knew you were gonna give me this. Oh, I'm going?
Yeah, come on.
Titties, elbow, shoulder, pancreas, esophagus. That's all I got.
What was the first thing you said?
That's all I got.
What was the first thing you said? I knew it.
Titties. I was
Like,
like,
did
what?
she say elbows,
Titties,
knees and toes, head, shoulder, knees and toes. Let's go.
And then the last one was esophagus.
Titties.
Who knows?
Titties.
And then I was like, oh, I can get scientific.
Esophagus.
Titties.
And esophagus. I'm thinking of a Kanye song right now. Oh my God. All right, Ivana. Oh man.
What?
Ivana gonna get this. All right. So your topic is African countries.
Oh, Uganda, Kenya, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Congo.
All right. See, if I didn't have that 2 extra seconds, you would have got buzzed. I was like, Ivana definitely got this. She would have like that. Which ones have I been to? Boop, 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 boop. Nice.
It's nerve-wracking when you have your time, though.
Heck yeah. Okay. All right. Back to you, Jess. Great job, by the way. Great job, by the way, sis.
I'm like, wait.
No problem.
Yeah.
I was like, wait. I got it.
Wait.
I got it.
I always be thinking about the water, near the water. All right.
It's like I can't even.
Okay, Jess. Back to you.
All right. Back to questions. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. We gotta listen to what she said because
some
of these may not. These we gonna be the assessing ones. Okay. We're gonna assess your answers because some of these might not fall into the category. Whatever you say. All right. So the category is American foods.
Oh, hamburgers, fries, hot dogs. Oh, that's not an American food. Oh, pigs in a blanket. I don't know. American food. Oh, dude. See, because I kept going like I kept
bologna
sandwich. Say something. I was like, that's Italian. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, that's really.
You didn't name everything that's bland.
American food is trash.
I was like apple pie.
I was about to be like,
apple pie.
Apple pie. Apple pie. Just because
I was like hot dog, corn dog. All the dogs.
I don't even say my brother's country that they from.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
It's a mess. Yeah, that was. We have horrible food, guys.
Okay.
Because French fries doesn't even count. That's French.
No, it doesn't. I was
sorry.
Like,
go ahead, Mom.
Fries, and I was like, let's see if she make it.
No, it doesn't. Nope. It's so hard to think of bland, boring food. All right, Vaughn, it's you.
It's so bland. All right. So, Vaughn, this is the last one. Vaughn, your topic is American cars.
Chevy, Ford, Toyota. Oldsmobile.
That was good. Oldsmobile. Hey, that worked. Hey, you came from the back with that one. GMC, Ram, Dodge, Tesla. Yeah. I couldn't think of like high end. I was like Tesla, but I was like, wait, who else is made in America that's like high end? I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
The Toyota? Or that's Asian?
Oh, snap. Look
Toyota,
at this.
no,
that's Jeep.
Shout out.
Oh, Trishy.
Sissy.
Shout out to Trisha LaChapelle. What's up, y'all?
I love her last name. Who doesn't love her last name?
Well.
LaChapelle. All right, so that was it. Great job, though. Isn't it so funny when it's time like top 5 in America? And we're like, I don't know.
People do it.
But that was good. That was
top
good,
5 in America is not a good look.
No. But if
Top
I talk
5 in
about
America is
top,
not a good look, yo. Like,
if I
I'm
do
like,
businesses or something, we might be able to do it fast. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I
All
was like,
right.
well, food, cars. I guess we had to, I don't know, grow up in
Yeah.
the 50s for that or something. I don't know. We would have had more to say.
Right.
Anywho. All right. Back to dreams. We're back to dreaming.
Back to dreaming. So
Okay.
the next thing is
Back
to
to
really just to get our mind to think, if you're not already here, into the next place that you're going to be. Because, if you can turn things over in your mind a couple times, not couple, just often, you're more likely to attain it or achieve it. So I was thinking, what would a day or week look like if you were financially free? Now, financially free is not the same as financially stable. Stable is like you paying your bills, you're good, you're in a good place. Financially free is like you can do whatever you want. You probably got money for your kids. So financially free. What would a week or a day look like if you were financially free? Fine, you want to take it first? Well, I know everyone's thinking.
So for me to be financially free, I know that would take a weight off. So I know that I always, I know you're supposed to like act like stuff is happening before it's actually happening, but I know that like when I am financially free, I know that like I'll have a better routine. My routine should be better now, but it's not because I'm always thinking about what I got to do, and I get stuck thinking about what I got to do, and then stuff don't get done because I'm like, wait, what
Mm-hmm.
what am I going to do? How am I going to do it? And so I know that I would have a better routine. I know I would eat better. I know that I would have vacations already scheduled, lots of them in advance. I would definitely, um, I would be able to do things like, I don't know, I'll be able to serve more. I'll be able to give more. I'd be able to do more in ministry. Um, and I will be able to really grow my businesses more the way I would want to do it because I would be financially free to be able to do that. So if I was to be at the point where I was just totally financially free, I know that it would help to lift the weight off of things. And I know I would get more stuff done because I wouldn't be worried about making money, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I feel
no,
like
it totally makes sense.
I feel like I get stuck sometimes. I'm worried about. I know I want to make money and I want my money to work for me, but I get stuck thinking about the ways, and then it's like
Yeah.
wheels just keep turning.
Money does solve 99 problems. It does. And then also when money is not the issue, you have the freedom to do what it is that you really have in your heart. As
Right.
Money is often the issue why we can't get things done, or we can't do that thing we want to do for the people because
Right.
we don't have the money or we don't know how to get the money. So yeah, I understand. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Just what about you? What would your day or week look like if you were financially free?
And I gotta keep going out, coming in, trying to figure out this internet situation. I don't know. Sometimes it gets loopy around here at night with the interwebs. Man, financially free. I mean, definitely to Von's point. Really the only debt that I like, debt that I have right now is student loans. So I would like to not have that. That would be nice. Just to not, I could free myself, my parents, like we could just not be worried about that anymore. That would be nice. And yeah, I think to Von's point, like there will be my routine probably would be better. There would be things that I'll be like, I would have a team in place to make sure that these things are going smoothly, and I just show up and do the thing and then go ahead. Because even in some of the things that I want to do, it takes money to make money. And so it's like, well, I got to stop and go find the money to be able to put it into the things that I really want to do. But while you're going to make that money, it's taken away from you planning the next thing. And so it's been a lot of like bumping around up and down with that for years, trying to figure that out. And so, yeah, like you said, it solves problems. Money is a tool, right? And so, definitely just want to be able to live comfortably, have, some money to pay for some things, and then to get philanthropic with it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that problems, again, that money can help solve. And so as much as I could give to causes and people or, whatever things that I care about, feeling like I could leave a mark on the world, you know what I mean? Or helping people in some way, because you can't take it with you when you die anyway. Mm-hmm. So, just being, as free as possible would be just living comfortably, making sure everything's taken care of around here, no debt, okay, and then making things better for other people is really the goal. So that's me. Jess, what about you? I know you'd be doing something epic with your monies.
I mean, if I was financially free, I probably would not live in one place. Every time I think about financial freedom and what would a day look like, I literally picture myself like somewhere in Greece, not like what's it called? I should know. Not there, but more so inward, but still beach. We see the beach, but it's more cobblestone, like there with my children and my husband, and on the beach or in home or whatever, that whole like in a breezeway, feeling the air, and a laptop being by me so I can get some stuff done, not taking away from my family. I think that financial freedom will give me the ability that what my days or weeks would look like is really like what I told you guys. Like, I want to sit with Bob Proctor so I can see like, how do we make millionaires? How do we make other millionaires? Not just me. You know what I mean? So Ivana and we had talked about this one time, like someone that does business and how they treat their employees. And I was like, yeah, that's what I want to be on. My biggest thing is like when I have things and I get to that level, is to reward the people that work for me. I always want to have compensation. I mean, them to be able to have more if they produce more. I really think that that's a really good way of working. Like they have a decent salary that they can more than live off of. Not saying they're gonna be balling, but if you go above these things, when you make me more money, you make yourself more money. I don't think you should be busting your butt and nothing come of it, because I mean, I guess I've done it for so long. I'm just like, my flat weekly rate is this.
Rich.
My weekly rate is this, and y'all ain't never had a system as good as what I put in. But I had to put in extra hours every week to give y'all that system. But it didn't benefit me. It just made the system all better. It streamlined your processes, but it didn't do anything for me, Like it didn't make me more money. Y'all pay me the same thing you pay me every week, But had they paid me more money or incentivized me, I would have stayed there forever, right? I think that's how you can make employees really buy into what it is that you do and not want to leave. And it's not that you want to make people never leave or anything, but you want to, if they're comfortable, why? They ain't got to leave if they don't.
They're going to treat you well. If you're that's one thing. Like I told you, Miss Bling Miami, like I love, like when she was treating her staff for Christmas, I was like, oh, goals. And then the person that I think it was Soledad O'Brien posted it on her Instagram about how a company was, getting ready to go under. But a few years ago, that the CEO took a pay cut so that everyone could get paid the same. And so when it came down to the company getting ready to go under, they all took a pay cut so the company would not go under. And now, because of COVID, and now they're able to get their pay again because you know what I mean? So it's like, you treat your people well, they'll treat you well. I never want to be in a place where I'm making all this money, but my employees hate coming to work every day, because it's not going to be a good work environment. Like that's not, right. And I don't want my employees to ever feel like oh, if I leave, they won't even care, or if I leave or something happens,
Right.
they
Or worse, they don't care. I'm about to take everything. I'm about to screw them over. I'm
right,
about to rob them blind.
right,
You know?
yeah,
I remember I worked for a company for 6 years, and that's how I ended up coming down here to LA.
mm-hmm.
I got a job with that company, like moved within the company to the LA office. But I applied for it and got it. And I used to work at the corporate office. When I came down here, after a year, I was like, I'm out.
I'm out.
And it was because of bad leadership,
Yeah,
poor leadership.
poor leadership
The,
is.
the
Woo.
leader was just not integral whatsoever. And I told corporate, they was like, why are you gonna leave? We're making a spot for you. And I was like, no, because as long as
Mhm.
he the manager, I can't do it
It's
because he
still
has
gonna
no
be the same.
integrity. And you guys better keep your eyes open because he's about to take all your contracts, you know? And they were like, what? I was like, yeah, bye, you know? But yeah, I would definitely like financially free would involve me being able to be in different places in the world, live different places with my family, but still manage what's going on. So
Yeah.
America will always be home,
Hmm.
bouncing around, but I think that there's more out there.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
and then I would definitely, once in that place of financial freedom, I would definitely be in Africa somewhere, some countries in Africa, um, n- living, and then
Mhm.
places that need assistance, like because some of these places you're just disrupting their village, man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Trying to
yeah,
put your own Western ways on them. You're disrupting stuff,
yeah.
but some of them do need,
Excuse me.
would
No, seriously,
don't,
like where we go,
need fresh water. You know,
right? Where
needed.
we go, we just help. We help aid them in what they're already doing
Mm-hmm.
in the places that we go. We don't go
Yeah.
and changing anything that they already do. We teach
Mm-hmm.
them how to maximize what they're doing. You have a
Mm-hmm.
farm? Okay, here are some better supplies that'll help you
Yep.
to need and till your ground. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you have a fruit stand? Okay, well here, we don't go in there switching anything up. We just help them to maximize their profit and to
Yeah.
learn how to run their business properly.
Right.
So
Right.
which
Right.
is what I love.
So yeah. So that is definitely like how I would financially free would definitely be me globe trotting like no other. But living, like you guys already know, I already want to do that. I want to live anywhere I can, or
Mhm.
until they say, all right, you gotta go. So like Spain allows us to be there visa free, I think for 90
Yeah.
days or maybe it's 30 days. I would be there for 29 days. And on the
What?
30th day, go to somewhere else, you know?
Be
And
out.
just bouncing and not just enjoying the place and the culture, but figuring out how can we affect change here.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
Phil Knight did that. Like when he graduated college, he went around the world because he didn't know exactly what he wanted to do, but in the process of him going around the world and just seeking himself in all things,
Mhm.
um he gravitated to shoes, right?
Yeah.
But he got to see like how does this change how does shoes affect each country, each place, each continent. And that's how I want to look at things. Like if
Yeah.
it's clothing, how does clothing change each continent?
Mhm.
Or if it's like anything, like how do we solve a problem globally? You know?
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do. And if I had time, like, you know what I mean? If I was financially free, I would really, really enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh, Jess, welcome back. Oh,
You're no problem. I definitely had to change the rooms. I was like, also the devil's in the internets tonight. He's in the monitors and the internets. So
well, we love this setup.
oh, thanks. It's just a little background. That's why I
Mhm.
said should be a little more well lit, but ain't nobody got time for that. We live and direct. I hate I missed all your answers. I know it was deep, but yeah,
Oh,
I feel like we have the same. We all have the same visions and goals when it comes to financial.
mhm,
Like we just want to live comfortably, live well, live in multiple places, and help the people. You know what I mean?
mhm. Yeah,
Which is a good goal to have, I think. So
yeah. I have a friend working on some things, and I won't tell his business or anything, but Now, when you think about Wakanda, like
I mean,
someone making Wakanda a real Wakanda, right? I think that I would do something like that, or I would contribute to that because it's happening. Many people are actually doing it right now.
Mhm.
And so I would definitely figure a way to contribute to that because that's so important. Even down to me trying to make other millionaires, that's
Mhm.
making sure that mm, people don't feel chained down to poverty
Yeah.
or poverty thinking. And so trying to get my people to come up to Wakanda. So
Mhm.
that's what I would definitely do with financial freedom. And
Yeah.
gonna do better yet, that's what I'm gonna do with my financial
That's
freedom.
oh, sorry, my whole other that's the orphanage in Kenya that I go to. We call it Wakanda. He got like
Yes.
they have their own water situation, their own filtration. They have their own people come there for everything uh
For
for
aid.
care, everything. We're like, oh, it's Wakanda for real. Dr. Charles Murray, you got Wakanda in here for
Mhm.
real,
hmm I truly believe that Africa is going to be the continent that's leading in certain things. Like I know Israel is like a big time leader in the tech world,
for real.
but I think Africa is about to raise up and really be like if in a big time global player. Why people were thinking like, oh, they ain't doing nothing. And watch, they're gonna produce the most food.
Yeah.
Okay. The world gonna be looking to Africa like, excuse me, we hungry. Oh, what happened to your 10 cents a day? Huh? Not saying that you shouldn't give it, but I
But
think it's gonna turn like that.
yeah.
So it's beautiful to see the tides changing, that's for sure. Hmm
yeah, most of the resources everybody else got came from Africa anyway. You know what I mean? Like Africa, as Nicki Minaj would say, all of y'all are my sons. So,
My
um,
son.
it's my sons.
Yes.
The continent has always been rich in resources,
hmm
right?
hmm
Rich in people, and so I think I think a turnaround is coming. And I think African Americans have a lot to do with that because we have been able to acquire some monies, but I think it's a matter of us putting it, together in the right places
Yeah.
that we can really have Wakanda. Because you see it even now. It's such a with the social revolution that we want. A lot of that happens by having economic freedom and having an economic base, which we've had before. But certain people want to come and burn it down and be like, if we can't be a part of it, then y'all can't have it. And like, time for that is out. Like, we need to
hmm
connect, as Jadena would say, as I was listening to 85 to Africa today. We need an African People's Highway, okay,
Yeah.
where we all come together, connected from wherever we are. We are all African peoples. So,
Right.
hmm hmm
hey, you could be an ally, you could be down with the cause, but don't come over here with the foolishness. That's all we trying to say. Okay, come over here. So with that, let's segue, huh? It's a little fun, little games, little this, that, and the third. Oh man, I don't even. I left my phone with my little notes, but I think we got it. I think we got it. So we're gonna do two truths and a lie. And we actually wanted a little audience participation. So we're gonna go and say our two truths and a lie, and then audience, we want you to tell us, what you think is the lie out of the things that we name. And if not, then we're gonna keep the train pushing. We're gonna guess for each other. So audience, engage, please, with us. All right, who wanna go first? Who wanna go first?
Pick
Jess, you
somebody.
sound mad mischievous over there. I feel like
Sorry. I was like, oh. I hated that, y'all. I am not even the least bit tired. But when I sit here, I'm so comfortable. And because I'm comfortable, every now and then y'all get a yawn. I'll be like, shut it down.
Me
So
too.
my bad. My bad. I'm comfortable when I'm with my homegirls. All
hello. That's
right.
what
So
you do.
two truths and a lie is one, I
So bad.
have, I
Y'all,
have,
y'all give it out. Shout out for Topaz real quick. He had to come make his
shout
appearance
out to
known.
Topaz.
So shout out
Shout
to
out
him.
to Topaz.
We need to do a pets episode, but that's another day. All right, go ahead, Jen.
Sorry.
So I'm going to do like this, but all right. So 1, I have or had a tongue piercing. 2, I am a big fan of Samsung Galaxy. Or 3, I sold a party drug when I was younger. All right, so sorry, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. All right, and you guys just tell me which one's the lie, I guess. So 1 is I have or had a tongue piercing. Sorry. 2 is I am a big fan of Samsung Galaxy. And 3, I sold a party drug when I was younger.
Those are good.
Which one's the lie? 1, 2, or 3?
I have my guesses. What y'all think in the comments? We're gonna let y'all go first, and then we're gonna see if we agree. So which one do you guys think is the lie? So it's 1, she had a tongue ring piercing. That was it. 2, she's a fan of Samsung Galaxy. And what was 3 again, Jess?
I sold a party drug when I was younger.
She sold a party drug when she was younger. What y'all think? 1, 2, or 3? Put in the comments.
Which one's the lie? Which
one? I'm sorry. Yeah, which one's the lie? Which one's the lie? 1, 2, or 3? And if not, me and Vaughn are gonna give our guesses.
Vaughn, you start. Which one you think is the
Vaughn,
lie?
you go ahead. What you think?
I'll tell you once Jess guesses too.
So let's see. Hold on. We got some audience participation. So Trisha LaChapelle says she didn't sell no drugs. She didn't sell no drugs. All right. She didn't sell no drugs. Okay. Pammy thinks Samsung Galaxy is the lie. It's a lie. So is it a lie? Is the lie Samsung or is the lie the drugs? Vaughn, what you think?
I don't know. I feel like the lie is the tongue ring.
All right.
Okay.
But I'm torn. I'm torn.
I'm torn. At
first I was torn between the drugs and the Galaxy. I was like, either one of them could be a lie.
I'm glad that I did it so good that y'all don't know. Yay. My hand is getting tired.
I'm going to say the tongue.
I'm gonna say like mother, like daughter. I'm gonna say the Samsung Galaxy. I feel like Jess is not a fan of the Samsung. I think that's the lie. All right, Jess.
So the lie is I sold a party drug. Trisha LaChapelle is right.
Oh, she was right. I don't know. We really thought, hey, everybody.
Hey, no, let me tell y'all. I was this close, like this close to selling drugs when I was younger. I was like early college years. I was just like, that'd be fun to do. I didn't need nothing, and I was just gonna do it to do it. And then I was like, come on, man, that's dumb. And I stopped. But hey, no, I actually am a big fan of Samsung Galaxy. The only reason I won't go back is because all my friends have iPhones. But the camera is incredible. It's always been a superior camera. Even though iPhone has all these different lenses and stuff, it doesn't matter. Like Samsung Galaxy, still you could take a picture of the moon, and kind of like iPhone doesn't let you do that kind of stuff. The iPhone's camera has gotten much better, but still ain't on the level of Samsung Galaxy. I used to be Galaxy for many years, so
yeah, that's great. That's a Samsung user.
And then yes, I have my tongue pierced. I got my tongue pierced that I wasn't even 18 yet. Yeah,
that one
I showed my mom. She was just like, because she had hers pierced, so it's just like, well,
look at you're just talking about almost, huh?
Almost.
Listen, that was a lot of people, huh? Wasn't it?
Yeah. So the tongue piercing, I didn't even get in trouble for it. My mom was like, "Did they even card you? You're not even 18 yet." I was like, "Well, in 3 months I will be." She was like, "But you're not now." I said, "Well, they didn't have ID to give anyways." You go late at night, they don't do nothing. They just let you in.
Right.
Look, even Topaz knows it's wrong. He out there talking about,
that ain't right.
That ain't right.
All right.
He has to let me know that he
next?
went to the bathroom.
I love it.
Okay, son. Okay.
Who next?
You say he has to let you know what, Vaughn?
He went to the bathroom.
Oh, well, good for you. Good for you.
Thanks.
In your kitty litter area in your toilet. All right, who's next? Vaughn, you want to go or I'm going?
I'll go.
All right, make it good.
Okay. I used to play saxophone in a band. My intestines came out when I was a baby. And I almost sliced one of my fingers completely off.
Do the intestine one. I don't know if it cut off for anybody else. Maybe it was just me.
My intestines came out in my diaper when I was a baby.
Oh. All right, run them down one more time.
I played saxophone in a band. My intestines came out in my diaper when I was a baby. And one time I almost sliced my finger completely off.
All right, what y'all got in the comments? As me and Jess deliberate.
Which one's the lie.
Oh, you know? What y'all got in the comments? Y'all got anything on it? Which one is the lie? The bold face lie. Anybody? If not, I'm gonna give my guess. I'm gonna go with.
Well, you remember there's a delay. Online.
Let me see. I'm looking.
Give it still 3 more seconds before you do.
Okay. Topaz.
All right.
Oh. Hold on. Trisha LaChapelle said, "You play violin?"
No, I played the saxophone.
The sax.
But she said, you know what she's saying. That instrument.
Right. I know. All right. Just what you. Well, you said you know.
I know. I just feel it in my shundo.
I'm gonna say, even though that one of them sounds very extreme, but it might not be. I'm gonna go slicing your finger completely off. Her fingers. Was it one or
Just one?
Look, see, like mother, like daughter. My mama said finger sliced off too. I think.
I'm gonna go with Trisha LaChapelle. She ain't never played no saxophone in nobody's band. She ain't did none of that. Ew, gross.
That was gonna be my first, but I was like,
her mouth on that instrument, gross.
Which
mouth on metal? No, I'm a ballerina.
I played the saxophone in the 5th grade in my band at school. I did.
No, you did.
No, I did.
Really
I played saxophone in the band. That's not the lie.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Okay, all right.
I played.
Slice your finger off?
No, yeah, I never sliced my finger off. My intestines came out in my diaper when I was 6 months old. And I played my band in middle school. I played saxophone.
I seriously thought the slice the finger was really gonna be the thing, girl. Because sometimes we be having whoopsies in the kitchen.
Whoopsies, okay. I mean, I wasn't
slicing fingers.
That band one always gets people. I did that for whatchamacallit. Child, I ain't got no saxophone. I played it
for right now.
But did you see how confident I was though? I was like, yeah,
you were
no metal on her mouth, no brass. She's like, girl, please, I did.
Okay, wait, but do babies' intestines really be coming? Is this a thing?
Listen, my mother kept calling the doctor, and she was like, something's wrong with my baby. And they were like, oh, she's just colic. She'll be all right. She's just colic. My mother was like, no, she's like, I was crumped into like a ball, and then I would like stretch like really far out. And they were like, she's just colic. She'll be okay. Just, blah, 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 blah. Mind you, my grandma, my dad's mother, is a nurse. And at the time, my great grandma was still alive. They both were nurses. My mother calling them, and they're like, take her to the hospital. So, no, sorry. My mother goes to change my diaper, and she opens my diaper, and my intestines are inside. And so she calls them. They're like, go to the hospital. And so she puts my diaper back on. My mother is squeamish, y'all. When I tell you this is a mother's strength, the same way I said I would wake up when Christian was squirming around, she got me to the emergency room. Graham walked in. Graham just turned 90 in October. She walked in. My mother handed me over to Graham, and she passed out. She passed out in a wheelchair. She was like, take your grandchild, please. And because the grandma's a nurse. But y'all, this is why we said I was always scared of my grandmother, because every time something happened to me, I have another good one. Dang it. Y'all wouldn't guess that either. I was like one of the first cases of hand, foot, and mouth disease. And so they didn't know what it was. And so every time I was in the hospital, Graham was always the one like with all the gear on, going to get the x-rays with me, trying to pin me down. I pulled the IV out of I got so many good ones. I pulled the IV out of my arm one time, and there's blood all over the wall. The girl next to me was in a full body cast. She's trying to call the nurse. They come in, blood all over the wall. I had pulled my IVs out. They had to strap my arms down to the bed, but Graham is in there. So every time I was sick, Graham was always the one with me. And so for a long time, I would not go to Graham's house by myself. And then as I got older, we were like, yo, you had PTSD, because Graham was always the one holding you down while something was happening. So yeah, my mother literally was like, yeah. Yep. So
I mean,
almost sliced my finger off. That would have been kind of accurate, because I am quite clumsy. But nope, I played in the band, and my intestines.
It's a thing. Yeah, I know. Oh, am I back? I think it's me. I'm glitching. I know we talked about a baby having SIDS earlier, and that's scary. But if your baby's intestines are coming out, like that's like next level. Like shout out to your mom for having the wherewithal to keep it together until your granny came. Like I don't even know. I don't even know if I'd have made it that far. I'd have been like, this baby's intestines out and his mom was on the floor. Like it's just, I don't know. I don't know if I'd have made it that far. Your mom is a G for that. Like
right.
Whew, I can't imagine.
Me either.
Pam was celebrating with winning. Okay. Yes, we got that one right. Okay. Jesus. Sorry, I have to like come back from that story. That was like a nightmare.
People be like,
not even something I ever thought that I would need to be concerned about, but obviously the Lord be wanting you to know some things ahead of time. So like be aware of SIDS, and maybe your baby's intestines will come out. You know what I'm saying? Like, was that anything anybody else ever thought about before this moment? Not I. Okay.
Right. Yep.
So
I know.
Again, shout out to you for your greatest accomplishment with your son is 25 and his intestines never came out. Okay. Be grateful.
The doctors, when I was getting ready to go in labor, they were like, any concerns? Like, and I was like, well, when I was, a baby, they were like, had to happen, had any issues since then. I was like, no, they were like, you should be fine then, because that's what I was nervous. Like, I'm pushing, they gonna come out again. They were fine. They stayed intact.
Good.
But it sounds like, and that was the thing. I was like, it sounds so crazy. I would want to pick it as a lie, but I was like, it's probably true. So I'm glad. All right, I got that one. Am I glitching before I say mine? I just want to be sure.
You're good.
Good. All right. Here go my 2 truths and a lie, baby. Okay. I studied abroad in college. I barely avoided a terrorist attack in London. And I've been stung by a nest of yellow jackets. So one more time. I studied abroad in college. I barely avoided a terrorist attack in London. And I've been stung by a nest of yellow jackets. Which one is the lie? Comments, you're up first. Except my mama, she can't answer because she already knows. So Trisha, whoever else on that answer. Pam, you're forbidden.
This is my memory. I knew
what y'all got in the comments. What y'all got?
I'm like, my brain is.
Vonnie really thinking this over.
I am.
Good. That means they're good ones. Anybody in the comments? Like I said, that's not my mama. Because she gonna cheat. It's unfair advantage. One more time. I studied abroad in college. I barely avoided a terrorist attack in London. And I've been stung by a nest of yellow jackets. All right. Here we go. Okay, all right. Coffee and cream's in the building. Shop coffee and cream if you had not. Vaughn had a video that I believe went viral this week. Patricia LaChapelle says no stings. Okay, all right. Coffee and cream. Studied abroad. Okay. All right. And my mama cannot play. That's right. All right, guesses. Yeah.
I'm gonna say studied abroad.
Okay. Vaughn, what you think?
I don't remember you leaving during college. I knew you when you were in college. So I'm like, I don't remember you leaving, but did you leave? That's where
I remember her. You knew her on her undergrad. I remember her in her master's. But I feel like I know the story. You knew both? Girl,
I didn't know you. I knew you because I went to your graduation party. No, so I knew you in undergrad, but I knew you late undergrad. So I'm going to go with Trisha and say no stings.
Watch your first instinct be right. Go, Jess. Tell us.
Oh, sorry. My internet is doing weird things. So I was like, I think there's a like, I'm not sure. All right. So the lie is I never studied abroad in college. I never studied abroad in college. But
first mind.
I did go to London to see if I wanted to study abroad in undergrad. I never got the chance to do it. And while I was there was a terrorist attack where they like blew up they blew up a bus and they were like doing something like in the train station. Oh. So what happened was my mom was yelling at me because we were supposed to go to the Old Globe Theater, which is where they built it to be like a replica of like theater in Shakespeare's time. So we were supposed to go there, take a tour, and I was running late because I was tired, and Pam was like fussing at me about it. And when we were going down to go to the underground, everybody was coming up from the underground. And we were like, what's going on? They're like, we don't know. The train stopped running, something. So we're like walking through the whole city trying to figure out like, yo, what happened? And some kind of way we found out there was a terrorist attack. So we literally just walked through the city. We still went to the Old Globe, but we walked there. Mm-hmm. But we like spent the whole entire day like pretty much trekking through London because there was like a huge terrorist attack. So it sounded crazy, but
oh my God.
The lie was I never studied abroad. I went to go see, but after you survive a terrorist attack, you're like, well, maybe not.
The Yellow Jackets? Tell us about the Yellow Jackets.
Oh, the Yellow Jackets is real talk. Hold on, let me give Trisha some love. Ha! Oh man, I almost said the studying abroad one too. You're close. So yeah, the Yellow Jackets. We went to a wedding in Malibu, I want to say, and it was, one of the cool hippy dippy weddings where like I don't know if they had done the ceremony in traditional space, but what they were doing was like their reception was like camping for like a bunch of days. So it was like a whole bunch of tents and like it was a very rustic reception. Come chill with us in the wilderness type situation.
That's different.
I don't know who these people are. I don't know. You have to ask my parents. I don't know who they were. Anyway, me and my best friend at the time, we were running around and it was like, just the forest. Like, so we were running around doing things. And I didn't know that Yellow Jackets build their nest on the ground.
I know the story.
And so, so we were running and all of a sudden I felt like all types of stinging happening. And I was like swarming, like not to be crass, but like Macaulay Culkin and My Girl type stuff. Like it was crazy. And so I was just running and my mom just heard me like screaming and she's like, what's going on? She lifted up my shirt. They were swatting Yellow Jackets and like, they're not like bees. When they sting you, they don't automatically die. They just keep stinging you. And so, of course, you never know when someone is allergic. So they had to call the paramedics and like do that whole kind of thing. And so thank God I wasn't allergic, but I could have been my girl. It could have been that serious. So shout out to you, girl. Thank you, Jesus, that I wasn't allergic to Yellow Jackets. So yeah, I was gonna go to try and study abroad at the British Academy of Dramatic Arts, but my undergrad program was so like tight knit. I knew some people that did it in the program I was in, but it just didn't make sense for me at the time. And yes, we were in Malibu when I was stung by the yellow jackets. So now I try to stay clear of those sorts of things. But when you're in nature, anything can happen. So now y'all know. That's two truths on the line, man. Hey. But that was good. Y'all was thinking. Y'all didn't know which one it was. Yeah. That's super fun.
But I'm mad because I've heard that yellow jacket story before, so I'm mad at myself. Because I was like, I knew you pretty much.
It's a thing.
I can't remember what year.
It's a thing, isn't it? Not Trisha. Oh no. Girl, that was a mess. Oh no. Yeah, it was a thing. It was a whole thing. So,
what year did you undergrad?
All right, what's the last question?
Wait, can you hear me, Jay?
I can hear you now. You was glitching a minute.
What year did you graduate undergrad?
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
What year did you graduate undergrad?
Oh, what years was I in undergrad? I was in undergrad from 05 to 09.
Yeah, so, okay.
I don't know that.
Because I started Hope's House
y'all knew me then.
08. Yeah, so you were already in undergrad.
Yeah, and then I started graduate school, I think like right after management, and I did it online. So
right.
I couldn't have been.
I was trying to piece up the study. I was like, I know I knew her when she was an undergrad, but I couldn't remember like what year you were in when I met you. But okay. So you probably like junior when I met you.
Yeah. So I was at SC for undergrad 05 to 09. And then I did my master's online for like a year. So that was like 2012 to 2013. Yeah. So yeah. No problem.
Yeah, I started.
All right, we got one last dream question. That's crazy. Let me see. Am I back? Sorry. I want to make sure I'm not glitching. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. All right. So this is our last question as we're talking about dreams. I like this one. Thank you, Vaughn, for bringing it to us. I like all of them. All of them are great. But I think as we're wrapping up talking about dreams, we all have them. They're great. Of course, you got to work really, really hard for them. But sometimes down along the way. Sometimes life happens, people happen, crazy things happen. And so Vaughn's question that she poses for us is, has anyone discouraged you from pursuing a dream? That's the first part. If so, how did you overcome it? Still pursue the dream, or did it make you give up? So one more time, has anyone discouraged you from pursuing a dream? If so, how did you overcome it? Did you still pursue the dream, or did it make you give up? This is deep, That's why we wanted to save it for last. So you gotta dig deep. Discouragement. Yeah, man. Plenty of people have discouraged their dreams. I don't know. I'm still configuring an answer. Somebody else want to go first?
So, yes, someone has discouraged me from pursuing a dream. I don't think that she realized what she was doing. I don't think that it was her intention either. Looking back, I don't think it was her intention. But I was in a very tight place. And, the pressure didn't make a diamond. Instead, it made me crack. Okay. And I was just in a place where like I was giving so much to someone else in their business, and they were turning things away, and a girl wasn't eating. And I was just like, I can handle that. Well, I can handle that. And they were like, nah, I don't want it. It don't line up. And it's possible, like, I think I was clear that I wasn't eating, but sometimes people don't hear you. They could be in their own place in their mind and they just don't hear you, And so it's possible that she never heard me. But the experience with her made me doubt I knew my ability was there to handle certain things in what at that time was a dream to do. But when I tried it on my own, not necessarily having my own clients or anything, but just to get another job outside of that working with that person, it was like every door was closed. And that's when I realized that industry is very white, unfortunately. And there really wasn't that many spaces in Los Angeles for Black women to thrive in that world. Um, so yeah, it really discouraged me, mainly because of all the stuff I went through afterwards, and I did not overcome it. I actually stopped completely. And it wasn't until January of this year that I seen why I stopped. Um, this year, I read or I listened to Earl Nightingale's "The Secrets." I'm sorry, "The Strangest Secret" audio. It's only 31 minutes. It's like listening to a sermon, and in it, he talks about like just the strangest secret to um, either obtaining wealth or just accomplishing your goals, whatever it is. And I didn't understand why back then something was stopping me from launching on my own, being my own boss kind of thing, or providing the service for other people, even though I did it successfully under this woman, right? Under her business. Um, but when I listened to it this year, this audiobook, um, I realized it was a fear. I knew back then it was a fear, but I couldn't pinpoint it. And then listening to it this year, I actually got to pinpoint which it was and got real actions to get over it. So that's why this year, like, I literally everything I want to do, like, I know I will accomplish them in this year, in by the time that the deadlines are set. There's no question about it because I don't have any fear when it comes to my success now. So, yeah, that answers that. I definitely experienced the discouragement in pursuing my dream, and I gave up. Um, will I go back? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not that I'm afraid to go back. It's just that there are other things on my plate now that I'm more passionate about now. Um, so we'll see if I go back. I mean, I still help in some, those things that you do, you always end up doing still. Like if you're a good event planner, you gonna plan some events anyways. You're gonna find yourself falling into it. And so those things happen to me often, but it's not something I want to like offer my service to people doing anymore.
Vaughn, what you got on it? Thank you, Jess. That's beautiful. I mean, you know, gotta be real about it. I'm glad that you're able to come to the like to realize what that is, because I think a lot of times, it's life. You get sideswiped by things. It's like, when you be in a car accident and you be like, no, I'm fine. And then like later you be like, oh wait, my neck, like on my back. Like it's like having side effects from like being hit and and injured and not really like realizing it. And so I'm glad you're able to like pinpoint it, move past it, and then like know where you gotta go, like to hit the jugular, like in terms of getting it done next time.
Absolutely.
And yeah, things are on your plate for a certain period of time, and then some dreams change. So yeah, it's good. Good stuff. Vaughn, what you got on it?
Yeah, I've had people discourage many things. Me moving to LA, being an artist, being an actor, being in entertainment comes with so much discouragement from people who don't understand the business, people who don't understand artist ways. When you come from a small town, it's very easy for people, especially a small town, when people don't really venture outside of the town. Most folks live there forever, never move, never do anything. They just live and they stay, and it's great. It's wonderful for some people. But for those of us who like to venture out, it's not. And so, yeah, I had a lot of people who were scared for me to move to LA, or didn't really think it was going to pan out, or, were like, well, make sure you have something to fall back on. And, all those things that people say. And no, I did not give up. I still continue to work towards my dreams and my goals. And I do not let, when I was younger, what people said affected me really deeply. I done got so comfortable in my bed, y'all. Sorry. Um, I used to let it affect me like really deep. If someone didn't like me, if someone said something bad about me, if someone lied on me, if somebody, had an opinion about me, it used to like really, really, really affect me. Um, and I would try to fix whatever the issue was or whatever the problem was. But as I've gotten older, I'm like, I don't care what you have to say. Well, I know the truth. And so I still like, I work harder, and it's not, and I had a friend one time say something about, someone was like, I just can't wait to do XYZ so I can prove to such and such, that I was like, you have the wrong mindset. I was like, you don't need to prove anything to any. I said, if you're working towards proving people wrong, then you're never going to get to your goal. I'm like, just work towards your goals, because you know what you are capable of doing, and you know the talent and the drive and the success that you can have. Like, work towards that. I'm like, if your goal is to make XYZ and everybody, who didn't take you seriously, mad, then you're never going to get to where you want to get to. Like, that's not where your heart should be. So I do it for me. Like, I want to have a certain level of success in entertainment. I want to have a certain level of success, for me, to prove to myself that I could do it, to prove to myself that I made the right decision, in moving here. And, it's tough, because this industry is, you get a whole bunch of no's, you get way more no's than yeses, but it's like, okay, well, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. And there's so many more avenues to get your talent and to get your artistry out there now. Like, there's YouTube, there's TikTok, there's all the things. I have my friends who've been like getting booked off TikTok. Like, my girl Tab is booked on everything now, from posting the video of her eating a sandwich in the car. And now everybody hires Tabitha for everything. You know what I'm saying? She's like the vegan mama now, like, because she posted a video of her just being herself. Like, that's like what you see Tabitha Brown, like, that's her all the time. Like, that ain't no character, that ain't no act. Like, that's just her. And so she literally, I actually have a text message from her in one of my old cell phones, that just, like, I read it when I want to cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's, that person. And it's just, when it's your time, it's your time. When you blow, you blow. And just being consistent and doing the work, like, that's what I stay focused on. But I've definitely had people who just, I have people who have a lot of yay, but I've had a lot of people who were just like, nah, do you really think you should do that? Girl, you're not tall enough to model. Girl, you're not that. What? Yeah. So, yep. I have overcome, and I am still pushing and working towards the goal.
Every single day. So all you could do is continue to push forward. And I feel like I heard Jay say this once, and that is Jay-Z. I always try to act like Jay feel like everybody uncle and everybody on boy. But like I heard him say one time, like, people try to stop you at the level of like their fear, or stop you at the level of their success. So like, if somebody like may have had the same dream of you as you want to like model, but like they let their fear stop them from doing it, then now they're going to try to project those same fears on you, or those same worries, or those same anxieties. And so, you gotta be sure about that thing in your inner man and your person and yourself.
Yeah.
So that you can push past, what are sometimes are legitimate fears, but sometimes are just personal.
People projecting.
Yeah.
People project their own fears on you all the time. And you're like, that's when you have to be secure in yourself, and you have to have enough discernment to know, like, okay, when is this wise counsel and when is this projection? You can't listen to everybody. There are some people you need to listen to. There are some folks you need to be like, okay, I'm going to heed their word, because I know I trust them and I know what they're saying. But then there's some folks you're like, yeah, no, that's you. That's not me. That's you. So it's very importante to know yourself and to know exactly, to have your goals, to have them written down, to have them where you can see them every day. I literally have stuff like written down like on note cards so I can like look at them every day and read them every day. Keep it in my spirit, keep it in my shando, keep it in the front of my mind. So that's always there. So yeah, I have prayers, I have goals, I have all the things so that I can just remain focused, because people will definitely get in your head sometimes. And it's not to say every single time someone tries to put you down, you're gonna be like, whatever, no, sometimes people's words can get to you and what they say, and they can speak stuff over your life. So you have to know how to force those things out. Oh, night night. Bye, Trisha.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Jess?
Yeah, man. Oh, of course, for sure. And sorry listen, my internet has been against me all evening.
All night.
I don't know what it is. It's like, whatever, man. We just gonna roll with it. That's what happens when you live. I don't know. We might have to be changing up the venue, or at least where I'm usually doing this at. But anyway, yeah, for sure. I think definitely when it comes to acting specifically, I have a few friends actually. We've been talking about this, which I've thought about doing this as an episode, but I gotta like talk to some folks about it. But just I think when you are a person of color studying theater in a PWI, it becomes an issue. There's a lot of racism that you face that is universal, but I feel like often unspoken. But like the more you talk to people with whatever your art form is, if you go to a PWI, people have very similar stories. And especially because theater is kind of like a last bastion of white supremacy in a lot of ways. Like they call Broadway the Great White Way, like for a reason. Like it's not like a cute pet name or like, like, oh, you think like, no, like it's for real, because their worldview is viewed as superior. Their experiences are viewed as superior. And so, we spend a lot of time paying good money, student debt worthy money, to do characters and work on roles and learn world views of things that like in reality we were never going to play. And so though it's great to know like, the classics, but they're all considered like white classics, right? Like Chekhov. Like I'm not going to be in a Chekhov play more than like, you know what I mean? More than likely. Unless we're like doing some colorblind casting or like getting like, crazy with it. And so, going to the program, having some good experiences, but some negative ones as well. And like, I have friends who have like very traumatic experiences, and the discouragement of that. And then, getting up to our, industry showcase, which if you are in a performing arts program, usually you have to showcase your work to industry people at the culmination of that program. And so usually you do one in New York and LA. We asked to do one in New York. They wouldn't let us. That's a whole nother story. But we did one in LA, and me and the other only black girl in the class, like none of the agents or managers spoke to us afterwards. And we had to do a scene that was very Caucasian in nature, I would say. We had a scene that put us in jail, which, they were like, let's not play in the stereotypes. But then Orange is the New Black came on like right after you graduated. So like possibly a missed opportunity. Not saying I was going to be on that show, but like it could have been a thing. And then, I went to school at the same time as Ryan Coogler and Louis Göransson. So, oh yes, PWIs are private white institutions for those you don't know. And so the fact that like I never met those people, you know what I mean? Like we never had any connection or interaction or a chance to even do that. So I think, going through that experience definitely put some discouragement on me in some ways, but also, I've come to decide, though I love, acting. Often those are the lowest people on the totem pole in terms of decision making. Like that's no disrespect. Like I love actors. I have so many friends, including Bond, that are actors, family members that are actors. But the decision-making power is with the writers, the producers, the directors, the showrunners. And so, I tell people now, like, I act when I want to, but it's not, like Jess was saying, like, not necessarily my number one passion anymore. It's a skill set that I like to keep sharpened. I need some more money to keep it more sharpened more often. But like, it's a tool in my arsenal, but it's not the full weaponry now. You know what I mean? So I've taken some time to learn a lot of other things and a lot of other skills because I want to like put my people on. And if it's something I'm super passionate about that I want to act, then I do it. So I wouldn't necessarily say that I gave it up. I just think it's definitely taking a backseat to some other things. But I think that, you know, there's definitely some discouragement along the way, for sure. And I'm sure if you talk to other Black kids in theater, there's some things going around on the internet now that you're like, do Black lives matter in these spaces? And it turns into a thing. So, you know, with that being said, we don't want to end on a on a low note. Yes, Pam, between the theater and the film school, yeah, no connection, which is strange. But also, I feel like Black kids also in film school have these problems too, especially if people who are learning to direct or write. Yeah. So much of that is through the white lens, and so, you know, a lot of their works get kind of trashed on by their peers and their professors because they don't have a cultural reference for the stories that people are trying to tell. So that's why I love the Ryans of Ryan Coogler's and the Ava DuVernays and the Issa Raes and, you know, people who are like, we gonna tell our own stories our own way. Spike, of course, like, right? Yeah. Legend. So yeah, I think, you know, encouraging people that look like us, like our stories matter and they're important no matter whether people get them or not. Like, we don't always understand the stories in the Jewish community, but like those are touted and lauded. Italian stories, like the Godfathers of the epic, like that's not our story, you know what I'm saying? But people are accepting of
us. I don't play Stella, Streetcar Named Desire. Like that was one.
When are you gonna do that? You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, I gotta play Stella. Oh, that's what
unless they're doing an all Black version of that. It don't make sense. And so, you know, we all got those kinds of stories. But saying all that to say, don't let people discourage or squash you. You know, those things are going to happen. You're going to get sideswiped. You're going to get blindsided. But we all know the stories, right, of people who had to like overcome insurmountable odds, but eventually got to their dream and their goal and their destination. And so we just want to share our stories, have a little fun, you know what I'm saying, along the way. Game night is coming to you soon. So on your P's and Q's. Listen, we playing Mafia. I'm drinking that night, so I just want everybody to know. It's going down. Mafia is a good time. Jess is always a great moderator, narrator. And it's gonna be fun, man. We talking smack. Don't judge us. Just let us live our lives. It's gonna be a good time. And with that, I don't know, y'all ladies got anything else y'all want to say, share before we wrap up? You know, the hour is spent.
Yeah, no. I went to a place with the white theater. Took me to a place. I played so many white people. I'm like, does this happen?
I mean, the Great White Way. It's not a pet name. It's a thing.
Game night. But yeah, no, just don't let anybody discourage you. Always, 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 always like be mindful and make wise choices. But sometimes there's risk involved, and people who are afraid of risk will always try to keep you, you know, held back and chained up. So don't be afraid of risk. You know, whatever you do to get your peace, pray, meditate, whatever it is to get your guidance, do that so that you can know what next step to take. Of course, seek wise counsel. But when it comes to your dreams, I don't know where y'all are and who y'all believe in, but I believe in the Lord, Jesus Christ, and I believe in God. So I know that the dreams that are on me, he put inside of me. So if he put these dreams inside of me, then nobody else can discourage me from doing what it is that I am called to do, because I know that my artistry, my craft, whatever it is for you, it doesn't have to be in the arts. Whatever your dream is, own businesses, to create things, to be in tech, whatever it is, God put those dreams and stuff in your heart. and on the inside of you. So always go to him to seek your next steps and not to people. Wise counsel is wonderful, but they should be able to help. They should be in line with what he has said. Whatever they say should be in line with what he has already told you. Amen. My sermon for the day.
Listen, and a sermon indeed, because to that J quote, people put their limitations on you. Like, you don't want projecting their fears on you.
Yep.
And you're right, Vaughn. Like your visions and your goals and your dreams and your desires are put there for a reason. And they belong exclusively to you, and you're responsible for what happens with them, right? So, like, you don't want the person who, like, God gave them that dream or something similar, and they gave up, to now have you being on the same path as them. I'm like, that's gonna be your stuff to answer for on the Jumbotron, not mine. Okay. And you want to keep it pushing, and sometimes, and what's really crazy is, like, it's usually the people that are closest to you, right? Like your family, like the people who really want to protect you, like their job is to protect you, like they always want. So, beware, leery of those aunties, those cousins, all of those folks that have your best interest at heart, but also, like, we'll try to stop you.
Sometimes
right. Sometimes have your best interest at heart, right?
Sometimes people don't want you to go further than them either.
Oh, come on, that's a word for somebody.
A whole other word.
I feel that. So I said that needs its own episode by itself. Yeah. This is actually great. Like, that your dreams are intellectual property, and guard them. Jess said that to us once, and I'm going to give her props on that. So shout out to you. It's intellectual property. You wouldn't just let anybody run up on your house. You know what I'm saying? You would guard that stuff. Thank you, Pat. Pam said, great conversation. Thank you. So anyway, with that, we love y'all. This has been a break. Thank y'all for bearing with us through the technical difficulties and whatnot. Let us know if y'all like these lives, man, because it's a lot easier to do. And it's real-time interaction.
I love them. Look,
listen, I love them. It's great. Yeah. And it's cool to be able to interact with you guys in real time. So with that, we gonna outro this out. We will see y'all next time. We love y'all. Love, live life, as Free and AJ would say. And we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
We'd love to hear from our homies, so feel free to email us at intermissionhg, as in homegirls, that's intermissionhg@gmail.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram at intermissionhg. Until next time, this has been A Break with Your Homegirls.